It's a Wednesday. The alarm goes off at 5. You get up, grab your coffee, and head out the door. Same route, same parking spot, same walk to your desk. The 3 monitors blink on in the quiet. Numbers are scrolling, charts flash on the screen, red and green ticking by. Line charts, bar charts, candlestick charts. You remember when it all looked like chaos on the screen, like Neo staring at the Matrix for the first time. Now you've learned to read it. It's another language to you. And this morning it says what it usually says. The world kept moving overnight. Something closed mixed, something's flat. It's just a Wednesday. You settle into your day, checking emails, checking the headlines. There's always something to do, always something to look at. And then something catches your eye. Something that could have potential but needs more time. So you start running the numbers. Are there any gaps from yesterday? What's the size? What's the risk? Everything checks out. And then it starts. Something that starts to get louder and louder. And it starts as a question. Are you sure? What if you're wrong? It started as a whisper, but now it's the only voice you hear. Just wait. One more day. Let it set up a little more. Then you can feel confident about it. You've been wrong before. You've also been right before. But knowing which voice to listen to seems to get harder and harder. The losses feel like you carry them with you, sitting in a backpack you bring to every new trade. And the wins? They feel like a faded memory. The track of self-doubt starts to play on repeat, and so you do what feels like action. You start scrolling through the charts, contemplating what the spread could be, what different scenarios could look like. You sit there for a few minutes at your desk, glancing back and forth between your different screens. To the outside world, you look focused and determined, but on the inside, everything is moving faster. There's a pit in your chest, and you can feel your heart beating faster. Your thoughts bounce back and forth between taking the risk and playing it safe. All of this feels productive. It feels like progress, because you're doing something. But it's just avoidance, and you know it. It's just you wanting to feel in control again. A moment where you can completely and confidently say, this trade is going to work. But you can't. That's not the world you live in. And then you feel one more heartbeat, and it triggers something in you. It's not a big moment, but a subtle shift, like a quiet recognition. The chart checking, article reading, waiting on a confirmation that will never feel like enough. This is what you've trained your mind for. To recognize when your mind is starting to work against you rather than for you. This is why you've trained your nervous system to reset after moments like this, so you can make the clearest decision possible instead of letting your emotions run loose. That small shift is all you need, and your training takes over. You pause, sit back in your chair, close your eyes and take a deep inhale through your nose and a long exhale through your mouth. Deep inhale, long exhale. You feel your feet in your shoes and your shoulders slightly drop, and you go back to what you decided was the truth. My process was built for this, not for the easy days, but for days like this. One bad decision doesn't define me. One bad week doesn't define me. Those are data points filled with information to make me better. And my job right now is to execute the best possible decision I can make. So you go back to your checklist, back to your process. Risk, position, size. Yes, yes, yes. One more real breath. Slow inhale. Slow exhale. You look back at the screen. Nothing's changed except what happened inside your head. So you decide to go with it and set the trade. Not because you're certain, Not because the doubt is gone completely. It's still there, doing what it does. You set the trade because the process says to. Because the version of you that built that checklist trusted the version of you sitting here on a Wednesday to follow it. The trade is set, and for a brief moment, there's a feeling of excitement and relief. What happens next is out of your control. But before you move on, you take a deep breath and think about what just happened. That in the middle of all of that noise, you were able to make a decision you'd stand by. There's a small flicker of satisfaction in you. No matter what comes from this trade, you didn't need certainty. You just needed your process and to trust it. That is success. That is the win. So you refill the coffee, open the chart. There's more work to do. There always is. It's a Wednesday. The hardest days aren't the dramatic ones. They're the Wednesdays. The regular, nothing special Wednesday where you carry last week with you, hold real risk in your hands, and have to make a clear decision while everything inside you is still second-guessing yourself about last week. Most people don't fail at this because they can't read a chart or understand the numbers. They fail because they can't manage what's going on in their head on an ordinary Monday when it feels like nothing is going your way and you still have to show up. They still have to make decisions. The ones who last, they show up when it feels like nothing. When the coffee's going cold and the loudest voice is you second-guessing your decision from last week. They stick to what they know. They stick to what they've built. They stick to what they can trust. And they know the loudest voice isn't always right. But they get a choice of which voice to listen to. You have a version of this. Maybe it's not a trade. Maybe it's your own Wednesday. The work still has to get done. Last week still sits with you. And this week doesn't feel certain. The spiral looks the same. The voice that sounds like caution but isn't, it's the same. Here's what I want you to take away from this. Your feelings are real, but they're not always accurate. Your system, your process, whatever you've built, whatever's proven itself over time, that's the most honest voice in the room. Not always the loudest, but the most honest. So when the spiral comes, and it will, come back to what you know. Come back to what you trust. Come back to your breath. Come back to your process. Not because it's easy, but because it's what you've built it for. Because remember, it's just a Wednesday.